Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Elena and I upload videos pretty much weekly. I've been doing a really good job of that, so that's been great for me. But yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. And you can see the background's a little different. It's not going to stay like this. I just wanted to make it a little bit more vulnerable so that we can feel a little bit, you know, more cozy and comfy and feel the fall vibes, you know. But yeah, today I just wanted to talk to you guys on a personal level and get a little bit more vulnerable with you guys. I don't know why I get nervous, because I guess the world makes like vulnerability a bad thing, and really it takes a brave person to be vulnerable. So yeah, I'm just gonna be vulnerable with you guys today and tell you a little bit more about my background and my personal life. And this is a really touchy subject for me, and I really wouldn't open up about it unless I knew that I was genuinely helping people. And I feel like I went through the stuff that I went through to help people. I know I've said that before, but this time like I'm like swallowing rocks because I feel like really nervous and like anxious about it. But yeah, for the most part, if you guys want to, you know, follow along this video, then go ahead. If you don't and you don't have anything nice to say, then please just exit kindly, because if you don't have anything good to say, it's better to say nothing at all. And yeah, if you guys want to continue and watch this video, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm pretty much gonna start off with a little bit of like a background of how I was raised and stuff, and I don't want to go too much without like exposing a lot of my family members. I just kind of want to say a little bit from where I was raised from and like why I'm even talking about this. So obviously you could tell by the title of the video, like you obviously know what it's about. So I might as well just jump in, right? So those of you guys that watched my previous videos, you guys know that I went to New York not too long ago to be with some family. At that time I felt like I needed just some time away from home, and just it was a while since I seen my sister and my nephews and my niece and stuff, so I figured like I was going through a lot, I might as well just go. They're not too far away like I used to live. So yeah, I just made my way up there. Long story short, my husband flew up there, which you guys will see bits and pieces of the footage. I would have recorded everything, but the way that we went, it was so spontaneous and we had no really idea of the area and the city and stuff, so I didn't really record like the way I wanted to. But you'll see bits and pieces here and there. And then we ended up going to Virginia, which I didn't record any of that, and that had to be my most memorable trip I've ever had in my life, especially with my husband. Like that trip was so beautiful. I love Virginia. Oh my gosh, if you guys ever have thought about going to see the White House and like all of the history of the US, I highly recommend you go to Virginia. Like if it's not on your bucket list, make it on your bucket list. I love Virginia. I don't know what it is, but it's just everything. So with that being said, my husband flew up to New York to help me drive back down, and we made our way down to the States. Obviously the East Coast is pretty close together, and we're from Texas, so we don't mind like the drive. So yeah, we drove down, and my dad, my biological father, lives in New Jersey. And yeah, the last time I saw my dad, I was 11 years old. I'm now 23, and I actually visited him in Philadelphia. And honestly, that's pretty much the only memory I have. So a little backstory before we get into the story I'm about to tell you guys. When I was like 2.5, my mom and my dad separated. My biological father and mother separated, and it really took a toll on me like you would not believe. Especially like I was 2.5, but a lot of challenges that I faced even as an adult resulted in like all of the conclusion of like my dad not being there and me not having a relationship with my dad. And it wasn't because of me, it was mainly because of him, and you know, he was going through whatever he was going through at the time, so I didn't really understand like why I didn't have a relationship with my dad. And so yeah, I haven't had a relationship really. It was always back and forth, but when I say back and forth, I mean like years apart. Like it would be years, let's just say years. Like I would hear from him once, and then we would fight, or we would just lose contact, and we would just, you know, like we didn't exist pretty much. And a lot of my childhood I struggled with like why why doesn't my dad want to be a part of my life? Like, is something wrong with me? And I'm sure like I'm sure those of you guys that have been through, you know, your parents divorcing and not really having a father figure in your life, you have a lot of questions. Especially growing up, you start to question like, why do I do this way? Or you start to question like, how is my dad? And same thing with people that don't have their moms in their life. Like, I could never imagine what that would be like, but I know that it's a struggle. So yeah, a lot of my childhood and even adulthood, I questioned a lot of questions, and I'm very prideful, so I'm not the type to like reach out to somebody if they're not going to reach out to me. And sometimes I will be the bigger person. This was like when I was like, I guess, less mature, because now I don't mind. Like, I swallow my pride and I'll reach out to somebody. But like back then, I felt like if you wanted to be in touch with me, then you're gonna make the effort. And so yeah, with that being said, I distanced myself a lot, and now that I'm older, it's different. But so the little back history that I wanted to tell you guys, I didn't really have a relationship with my dad. I seen him once since he left and like divorced my mom. So since I was 2.5 years old, I saw him at 11, and then I'm 23. And so yeah, my dad has never met my husband. He's never met my daughter, like nothing. And I don't have hard feelings towards my dad at all. I just feel like people are different in their own ways, and people go through life differently in their own ways in general. So like, if people feel like it's not a good thing to bring them in their life at the moment because of whatever's going on, then I understand it. So I went through a lot of like thought processes, and I was just like, I don't hate him, I don't wish anything bad on him, I really wish we had a better relationship. I understand like why we don't. And so I kind of left it at that. So moving on to 2020, a year we'll probably never forget. I drove to New York, and I actually was able to be in touch with my dad at the time, and I asked him if he would meet up with me. And like, my husband was driving back with me, my daughter was with me, so I was like, this would be a perfect time for him to like finally meet my husband, finally meet my daughter, like us reestablish our relationship. Now I'm an adult. Last time I saw him, I was 11 years old, going through, you know, finding my own identity, and like forgiving for him not being there and feeling abandoned and like all sorts of things. So I was like, yeah, this would be a perfect time to, you know, go see him and take it from there. And so sure enough, my dad did, you know, respond to my message. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was very scared to even like ask him, because I've been let down a lot. Like, I've been let down so many times from my dad, and like, I would hope, all I wanted was a relationship with him, and not to get him into a like bigger situation. But I did have a stepdad in my life, but again, my mom and him didn't work out. But he was in my life for 17 years, and he actually just passed away. And that was probably like the most, I still can't talk about it, as you can tell. I still can't talk about it. That man showed me so much in life, and I still didn't come from like a great life. I know people have it worse, but those of you guys that know me personally, I didn't really have a great life. Even though my stepdad was in my life, my mom and him just had a very bad, toxic and abusive relationship, so they didn't work out. But I was blessed with at least having him in my life and showing me, you know, the things that he showed me. And then I just hope he's resting, you know, easy. But I am now like at the point in my life where I want to absorb all the time I can get and cherish every relationship I can have, and just keep people that I love in my life, and people that I don't feel that they have good intentions, I don't want them in my life. And I feel like my dad has good intentions, and my stepmom as well. She has very good intentions, and I just feel like I need to embrace the time and let go of things, because like everyone knows, like if you holding onto something, it's actually hurting you more than that person, because you are straining your life from flourishing because you're holding on to it. So yeah, long story short, without me getting all emotional, I ended up stopping by my dad's house, and we actually got together, and he ordered food for us, and he had gifts for Faith. And my grandma, you know, she's been coming into my life as well, and it was just great. Like, the whole aura, him meeting my husband, him and my husband are very similar in a lot of ways, and like to see that, it was crazy. And I felt like I was learning a lot of things in my life, like where I didn't know where they came from, or why I did certain things, or why I acted a certain way. It kind of like validated things, and I was like, oh my gosh, this makes sense. Like, this is where I get this from, and this is why I have this. And it kind of like, all my answers were kind of just like laid on my chest in front of my eyes, and I was able to see like how conservative my dad is and how he carries himself, and a lot of things I see in me, and then a lot of things I have of my mom. I'm very much like my mom, like very, very much, but those things that I didn't know I had in common with my dad, I was just like, it's like clicking now. And yeah, he was great. It was great. It was a wonderful time. Honestly, I feel like I couldn't have wished it went better. Like, I literally could not have wished it went better, and I needed that like closure and security again. I needed to feel, not that I need that in my life, but losing my stepdad, and I've never lost somebody like from death. I've never lost somebody so dear to my heart, like somebody that I woke up with every day and like lived in the same house for 17 years of my life. Like, never ever ever did I think I was gonna go through that. And then like getting reassurance from my biological father after, I just like felt in my heart like whole and complete, and I just felt like so grateful for the time that we had spent. And even with my husband, like I did leave on like just a drop of a dime, because I was, if you guys have depression and anxiety, then you know what I mean. And I don't even have like depression. I just feel like I get in these headspaces sometimes. Watch me freaking describe depression. I just get in certain headspaces where I just feel like my life is like tumbling, like when it rains it pours, and I felt like I just needed to leave. I needed to go. I needed to spend time with my like just pure peace. That's what I needed. That's what I felt I needed. And I'm so glad I went, because my husband, like I said, he was able to, we were able to experience so many more things like together on a spontaneous trip than I've ever experienced the whole time I've been married to this man. Like, overall the trip was amazing, and mainly this video is about my dad. And I know that this puts me in a very vulnerable like position, and it makes me not want to like talk about my vulnerability, but I need to, because I know that you watching this video, maybe somebody you know, I know that you probably went through the same thing. Not the exact details, but I know it's probably been, you know, with anybody that has parents that have been divorced, you can feel for somebody that has gone through that, and you can connect through that. And I will say, my life, I'm so grateful that everything did happen the way it happened, because I couldn't see my life any other way. But with my dad or without my dad being in my life, it doesn't define me. It just really did help, like being able to meet him. But I know I've been there in that position where I'm like, why don't I have a relationship with my dad, or was I not good enough, or I would just question a lot of things in my life, and now I don't. But my whole point of even saying that is to show that you can relate to somebody with that, and there's always hope, whether you meet your parents or you don't. Like, your life is your life. And another thing I have to say is that a lot of people will blame like their parents being divorced on the way they are, or like if they've seen abuse in their life or alcoholism or something like that, they will make it as an excuse to be the way they are. Like, oh well, that's all I know. And it's not an excuse. Like, you make your own life, you make your own life decisions. And that was something that I really had to learn, because I remember vividly, I was like 10, I think. No, this was after I had seen my dad, so I was probably like 12. I don't remember. I was around like that age. I remember I was old enough to like understand what was going on, and I would cry in the laundry room, like randomly. I would just cry and be like, why doesn't my dad want me? Like, why doesn't he talk to me? Like, I would do certain things that I was like, where does this even come from? Like, he was only in your life for 2.5 years. Like, what is wrong with you? And so I remember that day specifically, my older sister, she was like, you're gonna cry, and this is gonna be the last time you cry. So just let it all out. You cannot keep letting this eat you alive. you gotta let it go. If he comes around, then he'll come around, but you have to let it go. And I stopped crying. I cried and then I never cried again. Sorry if the angle changed just because my camera. But yeah, I never cried again after that, and I just was like free after that. I was free. I was like, if he comes around, he comes around, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. Never. But I let go of a lot of things, and I'm still working on a lot myself, but I mainly wanted to make this video to explain to you guys like a little bit more about my personal life and the things that I've experienced and gone through, because I know that I can't be the only one, you know. And also I feel like it was a beautiful thing to share. Like, I would want to share that experience with anyone. It was so beautiful. It was just great. My daughter was so happy, my husband was happy, I was happy, my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my stepmom. Like, it was just a beautiful experience, and I had to share it. Like, I had to share it with you guys that watch my videos, because you guys deserve to know. And if I can help somebody out there by me being vulnerable and exposing, you know, the stuff that I've gone through, then I figured, why not? I'm tough, I can handle it, and God has put this journey in my life. But I'm proud. I finally am on a set schedule. I've been uploading and editing. I feel like I have a routine now. I actually have a set schedule now, so I feel like that's why a lot of videos have been coming out. But yeah, you guys just let me know what you guys want to see. The video I uploaded last, it wasn't supposed to be a video, but I was like, you know what, why not? And also in the video, like, I thought about recording it and stuff, but honestly it was so personal, and I'm so glad that I just kept it that way, to the point where, like, when I went there wasn't a camera on. Everything was just so natural. So yeah, that's how I wanted it to be, and I'm grateful. So that's why I didn't record that, if you guys were wondering. And then when we got to New York, you could see us driving in the bridge. The clip probably already played, or it will play. But yeah, when we got to New York, we missed the ferry to go see the Statue of Liberty and all sorts of things. So it was just hectic. I really probably will never go to New York City again, but at least I've gone. Virginia was beautiful. I should have recorded that for you guys, but like I said, I wanted to just embrace the time with my family, but it was so freaking beautiful. You guys have to go. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you guys haven't already, please click that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. And yeah, that will be it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I am currently driving to the airport. Those of you guys that saw my last video, I did tell you guys that I am in New York. Right now I am upstate New York, but I flew my husband, well, whatever. I flew my husband here to the airport. It's about an hour away, so that we can go to New York City, and then we're gonna go to Jersey, and then we'll be heading home. The good thing about the East Coast is that everything's so close together, and I really hope you guys can hear me. I'm on the freeway, so I'm talking like really loud so you guys can hear. But yeah, I'm on my way to the airport right now, and I'm pretty much just gonna do a vlog of us like in the city. We might get some food. We haven't ate this morning, and it's already 10:40. So yeah, his plane lands around 11. And then from there we're gonna drive to the city. It's only like a 2-hour drive. But I just left my sister's house, and if you're watching this video, thank you and your husband so much for the hospitality. I love you guys so much. Give all my nephews and nieces kisses. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait till I see you guys again. But yeah, I'm super excited! To New York. I didn't go into the city because I didn't want to go without my husband. But this time we get to go. So I think it's super cool. I'm not going to talk too much right now. I just wanted to update you guys and kind of open the vlog and tell you guys I am on my way to the airport right now. If you guys want to see our trip to New York City and to Jersey and probably Washington DC and all of that good stuff, then just keep watching. But yeah guys, we just got in. I'm freaking super excited. Super excited. Are you excited, Faith?
Yeah.
We're gonna pretty much rush because I still have to go. We gotta leave fast, but I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so excited. I'm just happy. But yeah, there's a little bit of traffic. We still gotta find a parking garage, and then from Times Square, we're just gonna take a subway down to Battery Park, and then from Battery Park we'll take the ferry to the Statue of Liberty, and then we'll head our way to Brooklyn Bridge after that. But I just wanted to show you guys that we actually just drove through George Washington Bridge, and just that got me excited, but I'm more excited to see Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know why. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. The view. And we came on a perfect day. Right now it's like 70 degrees. It's beautiful outside. And hopefully it's not too packed. Oh, babe, be careful, please. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, it said downtown. But yeah, I guess I'll just check in with you guys when we get into Times Square, because right now we're using the GPS and we still have to find like a parking garage. And I'm like on edge. My anxiety is like rushing because I knew the driving was gonna be pretty hectic once we got here. So yeah, I'll just check in with you guys when we get to Times Square. Okay guys, we just got into New York City and I gotta show you guys the view. This is the George Washington Bridge that we're crossing over. Okay guys, we made it to Times Square. It has been pretty hectic because we are trying to find parking, but we are at a beautiful view right now. The window's really dirty so you can't really see. Brooklyn Bridge, boy.